Musyawarah di bidang
sekarang
apa,
ini
Prof?
lebih kepada saya pendidikan dan juga bahasa, Pak.
Ya, pendidikan bahasa, ya, luar biasa, ya.
Ya. Fokus saya adult learning dan juga open distance learning lah. Itu untuk S3.
Fokusnya ke mana?
Lebih kepada adult learning, support untuk adult learning.
Silakan.
We're about to start our event. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the international webinar with the theme Adaptation of Distance Learning to Overcome the Problem of Community Character Building During the COVID-19 Pandemic, held by Master's Program in Social Sciences Education, University of Lampung, today, October 16, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, now we would like to invite the coordinator of the Master Program in Social Sciences, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, University of Lampung, to deliver remarks at the University of Lampung International Webinar 2021.
Ya, sebagai pemateri.
Isma Margareta Sinaga M. Hum, the floor is yours. Furthermore, we would like to invite the Dean of the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, University of Lampung, represented by Vice Dean for Student Affairs and Alumni, Dr. Rizwanti Rini, MSI, to deliver a welcome speech and to officially open this international webinar. To Dr. Rizwanti Rini, the floor is yours.
Tabipun. Para hadirin yang saya hormati, saya akan menggunakan bahasa Indonesia sebagai bahasa kebangsaan negara kita. Baik. Yang terhormat Associate Profesor Hisam Zakaria PSD from School of Languages, Civilization and Philosophy, University Utara Malaysia. Selamat datang.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to extend my warm welcome to our speakers, all guests and participants to the international webinar, Adaptations of Distance Learning to Overcome the Problem of Community Character Building During the COVID-19 Pandemic, hosted by the University of Lampung. As we all know that the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 as pandemic on 11 March 2020. This is not just a public health crisis.
Of teacher training, represented by the Vice Dean for Alumni and Student Affairs, Dr. Rizwanti Rini, Dr. Risma, the coordinator of Master's Program in Social Sciences and Education, all the faculty members that are following this particular event, to all students, whether you're in S1, S2, or S3, and to all participants, Tabik pun, a very good morning, salam keceriaan kepada semua, I wish all of you are healthy and doing well, insyaAllah. Okay, so let me first share the my PowerPoint. Okay, so first and foremost, so the title for this particular webinar is Adaptation of ODL to Overcome the Problem of Community Character Building during COVID-19 pandemic. So there are a few keywords there. Number one is ODL, Open Distance Learning. I think we all have to actually have a very good understanding of ODL. ODL today, for your information, is now getting into its 14th generation. Okay, so ODL is not new. ODL, I think it first started with the term correspondence study, and over time it has actually developed to own our own learning and interaction, because if we do not know how to move forward in learning and teaching, then we are going to be left behind. So this is what I'll be focusing today for the next 45 minutes or so. So the first question that I would like to start with is by asking all of us the very question. So if you look around you, you look left, you look right, you look around you, you look into your community, you look into your cities, distance learning, ya, itu dia punya what you call what they do. We have open distance institutions, like we have Malaysian Open University. Di Indonesia juga ada University Terbuka Indonesia, ya. These universities, they are okay, they know what to do because they have been doing online learning for many years, right? They have been doing teaching and learning with open distance learning or online learning. So they are accustomed to all the culture, the things that they have to do and all that. Bila COVID-19 melanda semua negara, students, universities are forced. They are simply forced to rethink, to jump on the bandwagon, to make possible changes, right? There are no other ways. We have to actually jump and make remote learning, open distance learning, online learning, e-learning as the way forward. Otherwise, we cannot sustain democratizing education to all, okay? Burnout syndrome. You look at the teachers, whether they are teaching in a primary school, the sekolah menengah, going to be the same in terms of their thinking, in terms of their attitude, in terms of their professionalism that they are going to be building, in terms of their personality, in terms of their humanities. Will they be the same? Okay, so the reality is COVID-19 has impacted. So this is the bad thing, isn't it? It's a bad thing, but there's a lot of good. The good thing is we are all forced to actually think, rethink, learn and relearn, engineer and re-engineer of what we are doing. So COVID-19 in many ways, if you ask me, I'm quite biased to say that yes, COVID-19 has actually orang lembaga di depan yang dipanggil guru, yang dipanggil teacher. So bila belajar secara online, that particular perspective is actually being disrupted. So soalannya ialah how do we actually ensure students are able to learn online? Students are able to learn and do well, even though they are learning through online. How do we ensure that when they graduate, they are able to actually be very functional, be a very good professional, seimbang, seorang manusia yang holistic. Bagaimana? Inilah antara cabaran yang kita semua ada. Kemudian, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu sekalian, Indonesia dan Malaysia sama. Kita ni semuanya adalah merupakan satu rumpun. Dari segi pendidikannya juga, kalau kita lihat, open distance learning is actually an alternative, bukan menjadi satu mainstream education. Seperti Amerika Syarikat contohnya, seperti Kanada, seperti Australia contohnya. If you look at Australia, be ready to actually to go open distance learning all the way through ke depan. Is that a possibility? I do not know. I don't have that answer. Tetapi apa yang boleh saya sampaikan pada hari ini ialah, moving forward, we do not think that when things are normal later on, that we wanted to abolish this particular alternative of open distance learning. We at the moment are loving it because ODL, open distance learning, is actually providing a lot of strength to it, providing a lot of appeal to it. Many students, particularly from are we willing to do that? One of the reasons, or few of the reasons that people are not willing to change are the following that I have just mentioned earlier on. Uncertainty and ambiguity, fear of personal loss, lack of faith in changes, right? So these are the things that will stop us. But moving forward, if we can actually pass all that, and we can actually focus to change, then we can actually do a better job. We have to change. There's no way, there's no other possibility, because the world has changed. The landscape of higher education has changed greatly. How we learn today, how students learn today, how we teach today are changing, have changed from 10, 15 years ago, and certainly COVID-19 have pushed for more changes. So over the last 15 months, if you look at, perhaps you go 1 year back, March of last year, when the whole thing started, maybe some of us are scrambling and are not knowing what to do. But today, I think, alhamdulillah, at least we have some ideas. At least we have actually been doing teaching online. Students are learning online and all that. all that we have to do is to ensure that our content, our courses, our program are stronger by the day. And the issue on producing holistic students is something that we have to push forward, because we must make sure of credit transfers. So at the end of the day, they can also end with a degree. So there's a lot of things that are happening around the world because of COVID-19. So this is the good part about COVID-19. So moving forward, I think if we are able to actually have future thinking towards democratizing education, design thinking is a human-centered approach. So we really have to think what to do, right? Because COVID-19 is actually granting all of us an opportunity, a platform. If you look at this webinar, for example, we never thought of actually having so many webinars where people can actually come in a very big crowd, joining, enjoying, building network like what we are doing today, right? If not because of COVID-19. So like I say, there's a lot of goodness in COVID-19. All we have to do is to find the right strategy, to find the strength to actually venture into the possibilities. So we have to design our thinking. So we need all relevant stakeholders. The possibilities of technology and the requirement for education success must begin today. Changes must begin today, right? We have to look and relook and always re-examine and evaluate all the things that we do via online. So ladies and gentlemen, so if you look at how do we actually design better learning? How do we design better learning? So if you look today, I'm sure if I say ultimately students that we produce, yang kita lahirkan nanti adalah manusia yang seimbang, yang holistik. Keduanya ialah design thinking processes, learning by doing approach. We have to continuously learn by doing. We do not know because the situation is still very, very liquid. We have to experiment. And we have to explore with an open mind. Satu pesanan saya kepada semua, friends with many other institutions, because when we work together, we can design a better, stronger system. Students are becoming very mobile, teachers are becoming very mobile, and we have to work on that, insyaAllah. Jadi tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, the 10th principle of design thinking in education. So if you wanted to actually produce a very good online system, it must be action oriented. We must actually look at the support system. Focuses on the students as human beings. We have to develop foresight, thinking, innovation, and all that. It must be dynamic and iterative. It means nothing is perfect. We must believe that nothing is perfect so that it provides us with a lot of creativity when we actually design new programs and new courses via online. So moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, number one, knowing what we want in life, career and family is very important. What we want in education is very, very important. What does the students want? What do we want as docent? We have all the resources, but are we all resourceful? So moving forward, designing online learning, making sure that students are good, are professional, are compatible, are ready for the workforce, are balanced, and have good characters. We have to make sure that our content, our approach, designing the content, designing the learning experiences, designing to make it a very matured, established online learning. Only then we can actually help to produce all this good intention. Ini semua penting. Jadi kita kena faham, apa juga yang kita buat adalah untuk pelajar. Jadi if we are able to design something that they love doing, if we are able to design something that provides them meaning, it becomes more meaningful to them, then they will learn better. So dalam online learning ini, kita kena ingat bahawa designing a very good system, a learning system is very, very important. A system that is fast enough, a system that is tidak akan ditinjau. We will never be known of our existence. They will never come to us. So tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, ladies and gentlemen, before I end my presentation today, I just wanted to say that we have to change. Online distance education is going to be in a very big way coming back bigger. Okay, it will no longer be the segment offered by Indonesia.
Everyone, please be sure to type your questions in the chat box or questions and answer panel on Zoom. or you can raise your hand. I mean, if time allows, I will give you a chance to directly ask the speakers, to directly ask questions to the speakers. Now we're moving on to our second speaker, Professor Dr. Nana Supriyatna. Professor Nana, welcome to Lampung, Professor Nana.
Yes.
It is nice to meet you here today, Prof. Nana. We haven't met before. Kita belum pernah ketemu ya. Nice to meet you, Professor Nana. Prof. Nana, let me, first of all, before you start your presentations, let me introduce you, first of all, to the audience. Bapak Nana Supriyatna is professor at the Indonesia University of Education, Indonesia. He teaches social studies education at the undergraduate, master's, and doctoral levels. He obtained his PhD from the Indonesia University of Education in 2008. He is a prominent author as well, everyone, book and article publications, and he is currently a coordinator of the social science graduate program at the university. I mean, the Indonesia University of Education. Now in this webinar, Professor Nana is presenting a topic closely related to our theme as well for about 40-45 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Dr. Nana Supriyatna.
Thank you, the moderator. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Honor for me to present my paper here, and thank you very much to the committee to invite me to present my paper here. I think because I prefer to speak in bahasa Indonesia, izinkan saya untuk berbicara dalam bahasa Indonesia. Oke. Tapi saya mendapat satu kata yang sangat menarik, yaitu kalimatnya tabik pun. Artinya izin untuk saya, Nana Supriyatna, mau berbicara. Apa seperti itu artinya?
Exactly, Prof. Nana. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Ya, tabik pun. This is the only Lampung word that I can say. Nah, ini persoalan kita, ini kendala kita ya di dalam belajar secara online, dan tentu saja ini harus sama-sama kita atasi, walaupun dalam beberapa hal ya saya melihat bahwa tren online learning itu bisa saja meningkat ya dibandingkan dengan sebelumnya. Oke, berikutnya. Tugas terkait dengan dunia anak-anak bergadget. Tugas untuk selfie ya, bikin video ya, atau bikin kontennya yang menyenangkan bagi mereka, tentang kehidupan mereka, tentang dunia anak-anak. Saya meyakini itu adalah sebagai tugas-tugas yang bisa menghasilkan joyful learning bagi mereka. Tapi kalau tugas merangkum, tolong baca, tolong selesaikan malam ini, jumlahnya harus sekian, ya sekian halaman. Saya meyakini ibu bapak sekalian itu tugas-tugas yang bikin boring. Tugas-tugas yang tidak akan menyenangkan. Tapi kalau Anda memberikan tugas diawali dengan kata tanya.
Time for questions, Prof. Nana, Dr. Zakaria. It looks like we have questions. It looks like we have questions, everyone. I would like to first of all go to Ibu Duya. Now, it seems that time allows me to give you a chance to directly ask questions to the speakers.
Mengajar di Sumatera Utara, alhamdulillah di tahun 2020 kemarin saya dinyatakan lulus sebagai salah satu dosen CPNS di Universitas Islam Merauke. Dan kenyataan yang saya hadapi adalah seperti semester yang lewat, katakanlah kita memberikan penilaian yang
Papua. It is hard to design. It is hard to prepare an instructional design, because the students, Bapak Salman's students, consider that the learning is not important. Learning is not important. So the students most of the time do not follow the learning procedures, but Pak Salman, the questioner, I mean, Pak Salman finds it hard to make an assessment, because the students will blame him. So the question is there any specific approach, and what do we need to do to help students realize that learning is important for the future? Yeah, I'd like to go to Dr. Zakaria first of all, and then I'd like to and then after Dr. Zakaria, I'd like to go to Professor Nana. Dr. Zakaria? Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Okay, so thank you to Bapak Salman for the very good question. Yeah, I think my answer is short and simple. Basically, as I said, COVID-19 ini masih merupakan sesuatu yang baru, ya, impaknya kepada satu dunia, semuanya terkesan, khususnya dalam pendidikan. Ya, jadi kita sebagai dosen-dosen, kita sendiri, ya, tidak mempunyai semangat untuk mengajar, kerana online ini juga mungkin mencemuskan untuk kita. Online teaching juga mungkin memenatkan kita. Online teaching juga mungkin sesuatu yang we don't enjoy mungkin. Jadi kita kena tengok diri kita juga. Jadi we have to, number one, inspire ourselves to teach. Kemudian
punya kiat, ya, bagaimana menggunakan your personal approach, ya, to your student, ya, bagaimana Anda menggunakan pendekatan pribadi Anda kepada mahasiswa Anda agar mereka itu bisa diraih. Assessment yang tadi Anda maksud, pada akhir semester mereka ingin mendapat nilai tinggi, harus kita baca oke-oke saja, wajar-wajar saja. Tapi bagaimana kalau kita memberikan soal-soal yang juga mereka pilih, Pak? Kalau kamu ingin mendapat nilai sekian, ini loh kriterianya. Kemudian dihubungkan dengan pengalaman baru, ya, the next experiences, pengalaman yang baru, dan kemudian diolah. Kita hanya menuntut nilai dapat tinggi tapi tidak mau bekerja, gimana kamu bisa maju? Betul nggak Pak Salman? Ini perlu proses dialog. Tapi gambar-gambar, video itu bisa inspiring bagi mereka. Dan saya yakin mereka pun bergadget juga, ya, sudah bergadget sejak lama. Disinilah.
Yes, please, Dr. Zakaria.
Okay, I like what Prof. Nana has actually.
We still have about 20 minutes before the end of this session, everyone. So I think we still have 2 questions. We can still have 2 questions before we.
Ya, hanya sedikit yang didapat oleh anak-anak. Maka yang bertambah pintar adalah orang tuanya. Tentu ini menjadi kewajiban juga bagi guru untuk memudahkan anak-anak belajar. Dengan cara apa? Buatlah tugas-tugas yang interesting for them, yang interested bagi mereka, ya, yang menarik bagi mereka, ya. Saya meyakini secara pedagogis Anda sudah banyak belajar tentang digital misalnya, ya. Saya kira sekarang eranya digital content creator, ya. Menjadi creator, menjadi pencipta digital content gitu, dan itu yang dapat dijual, ya, dapat dijual, dan itu bisa profitable, peluang bisnis sebenarnya, ya. Jadi banyak loh anak-anak yang juga diuntungkan dengan situasi ini, di mana kata learning diterjemahkan juga dengan kegiatan lomba-lomba itu. Ya, lomba-lomba, dan lombanya online, mereka tidak perlu pergi kemana-mana, cukup bekerja di depan komputer, ya. Ternyata kan, ya, pertama ada aktivitasnya, kedua juga ada sesuatu yang bisa mereka raih, ya. Itu luar biasa. Yang raihnya tidak semata-mata karena juara, tapi juga experiences-nya. Itu yang lebih penting. Proses untuk meraih itu yang jauh lebih penting misalnya. Bapak atau Ibu yang bertanya tadi itu yang bisa saya jawab, ya. Terima kasih.
Boleh membawa sindrom burnout, ataupun kepenatan, kerana it is very tiring if you do not know how to do it. Ya. Apapun tadi, bila kita laksanakan all this model-model pembelajaran yang baru. Yang penting ialah to make the learning meaningful, to make the learning joyful, to make the learning much more appreciated by the student. Jadi pemikiran kreatif itu perlu kita laksanakan hari-hari. This is something that we have to do. We have to think, develop, and making sure improvement is there. Semalam bagus, hari ini lebih baik, besok jauh lebih baik. Sentiasa.
Our discussions today with the two keynote speakers. In virtual classrooms, teachers can still help students shape their characters or personalities to help them face future challenges. Thank you once again, Dr. Zakaria and Professor Nana. Thank you everyone for attending today's webinar, Adaptations of Distance Learning to Overcome the Problem of Community Character Building During COVID-19 Pandemic. On behalf of the Master's Program in Social Sciences Educations, Faculty of Teacher Training and Educations, the University of Lampung, still have the upcoming webinars. So we look forward to seeing you in the upcoming webinars, everyone. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Professor Nana, Dr. Zakaria, once again, thank you.
Thank you very much. See you again. Ya, somewhere. Terima kasih Pak Moderator. Sampai ketemu.